Hey everybody, it's Deanna with Tools of Energy, toolsofenergyprotection.com, your energy shift expert. And tonight we're both live again on Facebook and Instagram. I hope everybody brought questions tonight and is ready for the discussion we're going to have tonight. It is, again, simply an amazing time. I know that I've been saying that for a while, that it's an amazing time to be alive on this planet, but it doesn't seem to be stopping anytime soon. So welcome everybody tonight on both Facebook and Instagram. So what's happening, everybody? Wow. That's the only thing I can really say truly is wow. There has been so much crazy energy going on lately. There's more crazy energy going on right now. And things in life are truly changing very quickly and faster than actually I can process. And so what I find to be interesting is that whatever I'm going through generally is a reflection of what the rest of you are feeling. And a few folks have shared with me that they'll hear what I say and then they're experiencing it like a week later. So I don't know if I'm just getting it faster than everybody else or I'm just more sensitive. But either way, let's talk about what's happening now. It's March 26th, 2019. And the way that the planets and the energies are shifting in our lives right now is asking us to make some more choices. And what's happening is about probably 3 weeks ago now, there was a portal that opened up between us and a higher vibration, or us and a more ascended vibration. And what that did was it put a cylinder of energy right around us and connected our hardcore physical minds more strongly to our higher minds or our higher selves. And then above that, our divine connection. And so that's a lot of pressure and that's a lot of energy. And if you heard several months ago when I was looking at the Schumann's resonant frequency, and I was telling everyone that the electromagnetism was really high and going up and down a lot, and it was time to shift and change, and the train was leaving, and to get some people contacted me in fear, which is not what I do. The desired outcome is to not put people in fear, but to put them in a space of love. And so a few months ago when I said, hey, if you're not on the train, you're going to be left behind and the ship's leaving kind of thing, people freaked out and they contacted me and they let me know, well, this is now in time what I'm talking about from back then. So your present trajectory where you are right now is what I was talking about a few months ago. And so this opening up, people that didn't do the work or people that haven't done as much work are going to feel more tired. They're going to feel more fatigued right now because they didn't do a lot of the emotional work that was being asked for them when we were looking through our shadow selves back in November and December. And we're still in the boat, so to speak. We're still, ascending, but we're on the heavier end of things. So if anybody's on Instagram or Facebook, can give me some hearts and let me know that you feel this way too. If you've been tired and fatigued a lot lately. And I will share with you that I am going through some physical changes right now with my own body. There comes some hearts on Instagram. Thank you. Facebook, you better catch up. But I'm going through some physical changes myself right now with my own body, because my body in space and time, I'm getting a lot of hearts over here. Thank you so much. My own physical body, here comes a heart in Facebook, yay. In the space and time is slowing down. And I don't like to recognize that. And I have no desire to recognize that. Because I've, been a blower and a goer pretty much my whole life. It's just 90 to nothing. But my physical body is saying, it might be a good idea if you change that. So in my own personal dynamic, I'm drinking more water, I'm eating healthier foods, and getting more exercise. And, I often tease people that if they could invent a place where you could take your physical human body and drop it off, like when you go to a dry cleaner and then come back and pick it up later, that would be great. because I don't readily enjoy going to a gym. I just don't. I know it's probably for my highest good, but it's just not a thing for me. However, stretching is good, Tai Chi is good, soft yoga is good, but it's making the effort to move my body in space and time, because when I do, then my body is healthier. And when my physical body is healthier, it makes it easier for me to connect to God's spirit or source. And since that's what I do for a living, I've got to get on it. In that, for you, whether you do it for a living or not, or you're just highly sensitive or empathic, you may be feeling the same drain on your body, because we're being asked again to come more in touch with that higher level of consciousness, and our physical bodies to move towards that space and time. And so in the long run, what does that mean? Well, what that means is the more ascended you are, the more connected you are, the more that you're flowing the divinity into the physical mind and the spiritual consciousness, the more you're going to be aware of what's actually going on. So if you're asking yourself, well, why would I even want to bother, to go to a gym or lose weight or stretch or change my life? It's because when you do, things will come more easily and more effortlessly to you, ideas, decisions, opportunities. Because the universal, what they call the universal consciousness, also exists up here. And anyone who is familiar with the work of Nikola Tesla, or if they're familiar with the work of Einstein, these men were able to connect to that higher level consciousness and bring it through. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think Einstein used to sleep on a bench with a book in his arms, so that as soon as he woke or fell asleep and the ideas started flowing, his body would relax and the book would fall and he would wake up. And how many of us have had dreams and been aware of certain things, and we're like, woohoo, we have a great idea, and then you wake up and you can't remember it? Well, this connection to the higher level of consciousness is going to make it so that we are going to connect easier, and those ideas will come through and they will flow way more easily than they did before. And we'll really be able to bring that into fruition. And the reason for that is because God's spirit or source is moving our planet, moving the nations towards a different place where there's going to be more harmony. There's going to be more harmony among human beings on this planet. And right now, all you have to do is watch the news for 15 minutes in one night, and you know that what's being put out there is not harmonious. The planet, if you only watched the news and believed what you saw, you would think that the world was a terrible place, and it isn't. The world is a beautiful place. And I was talking to a young man today about society, and he's 18 and he's getting ready to move forward in his life. And he's finding his space on this planet and in this world. And he was a little, kind of wondering what was out there. Well, what's out there is what we're creating. And so I'm going to take a little bit longer tonight. If you can't hang with me as long tonight on the broadcast, or if you're watching this as a recording later, that's fine. But these are some important things that need to be shared. And despite the fact that I am physically exhausted still, after a couple weeks, these things need to be shared. So when I'm working this way, I talk to God's spirit or source before I come on. I ask my guidance to give me the information so that I can share it with each and every one of you. And you can take it out into the world and do the good work, and to open up for yourself and be a light to the planet. And I would thank you. I'm getting hearts over here. Thank you for that. So I'm going to invite you all to please share my videos with those who are highly sensitive, those who are empathic, people that feel the energies, anybody that that's like, oh, I'm feeling these energies, I'm not sure why. Oh, thank you for the hearts over here on Instagram. Please do share these, because it costs them nothing. It costs you nothing. And you can say, hey, you're feeling tired, fatigued a lot lately. You're not sure why. There's a gal that I see on Facebook or Instagram, or if you're watching this on my Tools of Energy Protection website, and refer them over so they can get some free information. Because part of the reason that I'm on this planet is to share information with others. Oh, I'm getting, thank you. I'm getting a lot of hearts over here. Is to share this information with as many people as I can. And as you know, the greatest way to share information is word of mouth. So that's why I'm openly asking you to do so, because some people have told me they've never thought about sharing my information before. So I won't belabor that point anymore, but let's get on to what's happening on the planet. So there's a lot of struggle going on. Thank you so much again for the hearts over here and over here too. The struggle going on is within ourselves. The struggle is going forward. The struggle is this connection. When you have a higher level connection to God, Spirit, or Source, and you listen, you're more likely to move forward in your life as you can. I want to say that one more time. When you're more connected to God, Spirit, or Source, and that energy flows freely down into the physical, conscious human mind, you're more likely to make steps forward and changes than if you didn't. So the more pure this connection, the more you're going to move forward in your life. And so that is why a lot of people are struggling, because they are super connected. They are highly sensitive. They are empathic, and they're beautiful divine beings. And they're not understanding why, because they haven't been totally connected in by having awareness. Awareness is the first step of change. So their spirit mind and their consciousness and their beautiful divine self, their empathic self, their highly sensitive self, it's fully awake and aware. But the conscious mind, just a little bit slow. Maybe they haven't been told. Maybe they aren't reading articles. Maybe they're not reaching out. Maybe they have absolutely no idea. I down at the For Heaven's Sakes bookstores on Thursday, I meet people who had no clue that they were sensitive. They have no clue about what's going on. And they're constantly bombarded by energy, because generally speaking, highly sensitive people are in the service industry, because that's where they feel drawn to. But then people plug into them, people drain energy from them, and they don't know why, and they don't know what to do about it. So those are the struggles. And so for me, with the struggles that I'm going through is letting go. So just a little reveal about me. How many people out in the audience are control freaks or recovering control freaks? Anybody? Instagram's going crazy with hearts. What about on Facebook? Anybody? So, you know, when you're controlling, you're attempting to control your environment by what you choose to do or not do. And for those of us that are, as I tease, a recovering control freak, it's important to me that certain things are stable in my life. You know, I have a certain way I like to, you know, run my kitchen. I have a certain way I like to grocery shop. I have a certain way I like to, you know, just do all kinds of activities. And having structure is good. There's nothing wrong with structure. But what if something goes wrong and you have a controlled way that you like to do it, and now all of a sudden it's being ripped out of your hands and you're being shown that there's a different way or a new way to do things, and you don't like it? So what happens is we'll get an idea in our head that says you might want to try things this way, and you're like, oh, I'm all good. I've done it this way for 35 years and I'm going to continue to do it this way for 35 years, right? So what's happening is when we're connecting up with God, Spirit, or Source, and that beautiful conscious mind is coming and saying, look, if you go this way, if you will allow me to lead you in this direction, your life is going to be a lot easier. And if you choose not to, I'm going to drag you along and it's going to be rougher. That's generally how it works. And if you haven't read the Bible in a while, you might want to go look at some of the popular people and see what happened to them when they didn't do what they were told. One of my favorite stories is Jonah and the whale. You know, Jonah was told to go somewhere and deliver a message, and Jonah's like, I'm good, I'm going this way. And so he went. And as those of you that are familiar with biblical stories, especially children, you know that Jonah was swallowed by a very large fish or a whale. And I don't know about you, but I can't imagine what it would be like to be inside of a fish or a whale, all sticky and nasty and, and just gross saliva and stuff. And, then you're praying to God. And, some of us have done this, laugh with me. Some of us have done this in our lives where we do silly things. And, we're in a bad spot. And we're like, oh, God, just please get me out of this. I promise I'll be good. Right? Anybody with a thumbs up over here on Facebook, you've been there. And what is the result? You get moved out of those positions or situations, and then you go right back to the same old stuff. It's just human behavior. It's human habit. It's the way that we are. That's just the way that we are. That's the way God made us. You get into a routine, you stay with the routine. But if the routine is profitable and safe, that's a great place to be, like with King David when he finally got himself together. But if you're not in a good place, then it's time to change. And I'm going to be, really blunt with you. I've had things literally ripped out of my hands over the last couple of weeks. And I can hear God saying, you cannot handle this by yourself like you think you can. So those things were ripped out of my hand, literally. My ability to handle a lot, like I used to be able to, is just not there. And so now I'm back on supplements and vitamins to restore, things in my body, drinking more water so that I can upright myself again and handle, just a little bit more than the last couple of weeks, and just getting some rest. So I found a lot of people reaching out to me are in the same place. They're feeling the craziness. They don't know what's going on. They feel like their lives are falling apart. Some people feel like their lives are falling apart and coming together. I talked to somebody today that said that they felt like their life was coming apart, being put together, falling apart again, being put back together. So really watch for the signs that you're being sent. Ask for the things you need and know that they're coming. There's divine timing in that too. So if you've asked for something in particular, like I've asked for a treadmill. I want a treadmill in my house because I like to walk. And I don't mind walking outside this time of the year, but it's nice to get up and to be able to do that kind of a thing without having to go to the gym. Do I have a treadmill yet? No, but I've been asking for about 3 weeks. And I know that when the right person says, hey, I don't want this treadmill anymore, I'm going to get a different one, and they'll post it somewhere, one of my friends will tell me, then my treadmill will come, right? And I have faith, and I walk forward knowing that that's coming. But I've also been asking for some other things in my life. Been asking for help in different areas that have been really, really super stressing me out that I can't handle anymore. Simply don't have the time or the energy. And I am so happy to announce that last week, one of those things was dropped right in my lap. And today, another blessing came along, dropped literally right in my lap, and I didn't have to go looking for it. So that's the way that God's Spirit or Source works. Once we align ourselves, so 2 things I've talked about to be clear. One, we're aligning ourselves with a divine thinking, our divine selves, the higher thinking, God, Spirit, Source, that's the portal that's open for us to step into, and it'll be that way probably about 6 weeks, right? Where we're going to be right in the center. And it's up to our physical mind to let go of old beliefs, old systems of doing things, old ways of doing things, and try the new. And I did say the word try, yes. And in the past, I've told you try looks like this. You never achieve anything. But if you can take one little baby step forward into whatever it is that you know is good for you that you're not doing, that inner voice or that inner mind tells you it's time to do and you're still not doing, then take a little tiny step forward, just a tiny step forward, and get that momentum going. It's time to get the momentum going. And as you do, more things will be dropped in your lap. And the faster that you transform yourself, the faster that you change, the more beautiful and loving things will be literally brought right to your doorstep. And you won't have to be so exhausted anymore. So I'm going to do a challenge on Instagram and Facebook. And so if you are on Facebook or Instagram and you have not already clicked follow, I would like you to do so. So if you're a Facebooker and you follow me here and you have an Instagram and you want to click follow over there, then do that, or vice versa, because anybody who clicks on follow this week on Instagram or Facebook, I will, by the 20, let's see here, get my calendar up. I wrote the 26th, that's today's date. By the 29th, if I get at least 20 people that click like on Instagram, or sorry, follow, or Facebook, then I will take all the names for that, and I will draw one person's name, and I will do a free 20-minute reading for them. Okay? So all you have to do is click follow. So if you're already following me on one platform, go to the other one. And if you're following me on the other one, go to the other one. All right? If you're following me on both platforms, send me a private message and just let me know, hey, I'm already following you on both platforms. Okay? And then I will draw for a free 20-minute reading, and we'll do it the following week. So you have between now and Friday the 29th. So I'll look by the 29th. So this is the time. Anyway, are there any questions? I think I saw one on Instagram. I'll grab that one first because I wanted to get to questions tonight. I talked on a live video here a couple days ago about that. And okay, so it looks like over here on Instagram, I have Andrew, and Andrew says, I'm so glad I caught this live because it's exactly what I'm going through. Oh, thank you, Andrew. Big hugs and kisses to you. Thank you for verifying. It makes my life much easier when I know that I am delivering the information on what other people are feeling too, so they don't feel so alone. Okay, do I have any questions over here on Facebook? No, it looks like, okay, no questions on Facebook. So I want to say hi to Tim, hi to Karen, hi to Ed. And then over here we have Andrew. And then let's see here. Looks like, oops. Also Ed over here joining us. Andrew says, I felt like I have a mental block and that I know I need to be doing, but I can't motivate myself. Hallelujah, Andrew. I'm so sorry that you feel that way, but I'm so glad that you're sharing because I feel the same way. I've been making lists. I have my motivational board. I have my task list to do, but finding the motivation to get out there has just been really hard. You're right, it is a mental block. So how do we overcome that mental block? One of the ways you can do it is to eat better green leafy vegetables. It is springtime. Our bodies are changing from the more dense meat into a more springtime eating dynamic. Yes, and Andrew says he has pressure in his forehead. Yes, I've had pressure in my forehead too. Remember, that pressure is coming from the portal that's bringing the spiritual higher level frequency energy in, and it's coming down to the physical mind. And if you're really not sure what that means, if you've ever been at a concert or someplace where they're getting ready to speak and they're tuning in the microphones and it goes, wee, that really high pitch, and you're like, ugh, that's pretty much what's happening. It's a higher pitch, a higher tone, a higher frequency that we have now that's coming in that we're accessing. And those of us that are gifted, sensitive, empathic are feeling it first. But once we tune in by listening to your body, getting more sleep if you need it. Dreams are also really strange right now. Watch your sleep level. Green leafy vegetables. Switch over to more pure oils if you're cooking with oils. Switch over to, guides are saying, switch over to more organic foods and get rid of the fatty foods and get your body moving every day, even if it's just jumping in place, or running in place, doing push-ups, whatever you can do, swimming. If you're wheelchair bound, lifting your arms up and down, lots of different ways that you can bring that heart rate up and get things going. So that's pretty much it. Thank you for hanging on. I do try to keep these broadcasts short and sweet and to the point so that everybody can get something that they need in a shorter period of time. But I, again, will be at For Heaven's Sakes Books on Thursday. Please call them to book. I've had several people text me, and I love you all deeply, but I can't return all the text. So bringing someone new on board to help me with that here in the next couple of days so that I can get back to you all more. But call the store if you need to get an appointment at For Heaven's Sakes Books in Denver. Or go on toolsofenergyprotection.com and click on appointments. I have added some different times. I've added a few more morning times. I don't have really any availability in the evening except for at the bookstore. If you need something really special, let me know. Otherwise, the activities I've got going on with my daughter right now are really tying up my evening, so I'm not too much free on that. Andrew says he's been meaning to go to the grocery store and get healthier food, but Uber Eats is so convenient. So, so if you're an entrepreneur, perhaps now is the time for you to get with Uber Eats and start offering green leafy vegetables available. Never know, could be $1 million idea. So that, I think, is it. Please do reach out to me on toolsofenergyprotection.com and then click on personal appointments and find a time that's a fit for you. If you absolutely cannot find a time that fits for you, please reach out to me. You can text me and I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. And just keep breathing, everybody. Breathing, getting the rest you need, really, really stay hydrated. I did have a lady that came last week to the bookstore and she said to me, I hate water and I don't like drinking it. Well, water is essential and you can get it through other things that you eat, but your body has to work to pull water out of juice. I don't know if you know that or not, but it takes your body water to break down the molecules in juices and then pull the water out of that. So hydration is essential. Get the purest water you can. Purified water is usually better. Don't pay a lot for it. You don't have to pay $5 a bottle just to get purified water. You can add lemon to it, and you can add Himalayan sea salts, the pink sea salt to it. Get a recipe online so you know how much to put in there, and don't, putrefy yourself drinking too much salt water. But it is a great way to get your electrolytes up. Get your rest. Get your priorities in order. Let go. If you're a control freak like me, you have to let go of things that you just simply cannot control no matter how hard you try, or you will wear yourself out and you won't be able to make this next leap. So that's it, everybody. Big love to everyone. Get the rest, get the food, ask God's Spirit of Source to open your mind and show you the way. And when you hear that little voice inside that tells you to do things, please follow it. And see what happens. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? You end up the same way you are right now. So anyways, there's no more questions. I'll check one more time. Looks like we don't have any more questions online. So with that, have a great and wonderful night. And I will see, wait a second. Oh, Karen says cucumber water is delicious also. Yes, it is. It is. Thank you for that, Karen. All right, well, I'll see everybody next week. Please tune in for the live next Tuesday, and I shall see you soon.